Hi everyone, so yeah, I'm in the process of putting my Welcome to Dungeness photo book together, and obviously it was shot on film. Now, I've been shooting film, well, pretty much all my time as a photographer, because when I started out, digital didn't exist. And what I've got is quite a good workflow, well, I think so, of a cheap, good way of scanning and processing kind of your negatives, right? And I'll be covering basically the steps I get from once I've got the film developed all the way through to kind of final scans that I would use for, say, publishing in a photo book. So this is the Epson Perfection V700 photo. I got this just after I graduated as a student. It wasn't much at the time, and I'm sure you can pick one up for nothing now because there's lots of later models like the V800, V850, V750, blah, blah, blah. But it was good because you could use it to scan negatives. And it would come with all these funky little mounts that you'd have to mess around with the little clips to get them the right height for focus. But you know what? I never used these. I think I used one in desperation for my Texas book because I had to at the last minute scan some black and white medium format film. But no, I never bothered with that. I just used this. This is really important. This little film area guide would allow you to scan contact sheets. So within that film area guide, it happens to be pretty much the perfect size to fit in your sleeved negatives. Now I know what you're thinking, like, Ed, they're sleeved up, it's going to not be great, but you know what, I don't care. I just want to see a positive of these negatives on my monitor so that I have some semblance of an idea of what the hell's going on. And the reason I want to do that is so I can then pick the photos to then scan properly on an Imacon scanner, yeah, which is like really amazing Uber scanner, but it takes a long time, and you used to have to pay to hire them like a lot, like £30 an hour, and that was like 15 years ago. Now here's the really important part. This little piece of software. I've seen lots of videos online, people talking about other software you get and blah, blah, blah. I'm not sponsored by Silverfast. You know what? You've probably never heard of them, but it was great scanning software back in the day for scanning film because it had lots of film profiles. So let me start this up. So I come over here. There's some wacky induction video. I might have to play you a clip from it because it is cray-cray. Let's have a little look at the movie.
The Workflow Pilot is a development based on the aircraft industry, in which flying through checklists used in the cockpit is the safest transport system in the world.
So when you're in Silverfast, right, this is a newer version than I was used to, and it's a bit intimidating because there's just so much stuff going on. Basically, for doing contact sheets, this is the trick. So I'm going to set it to just 600 ppi. That gives me an output of like almost 8 by 12 inches with a contact sheet. You choose where it's going in the name, but look, this is what's really cool. There's loads of different film types. So there's loads of calibration for loads of different stocks of film. And yeah, I'm shooting on the dead stock Fuji MPS for this role. Now, I've done all the scanning of my nicely sleeved print file negs, and as you can see, they're transparent, which means I can literally just fling them straight on. Now, sometimes you get film dev, they give you these bad boys, and was it Kentmere or Kent Renko? I can't remember, but it's not great. This is what happens when you try and scan them, and yeah, it's not going to happen. So let me just show you something really cool. So you lay your film sleeved in the bag in the film area, but this is important. There's this little area where you can't put anything. If you have it overlapping that or doing it, it won't work. Really important. You've got to leave that gap. You might not have this film area guide, and I'm guessing as long as you don't place the film past this point, you'll be good. Come over here. I'm just going to do a quick pre-scan. So here's the problem. It's going to come through, and it's going to want to try and make an average out kind of reading of all of the frames, including all that black space in between. It kind of throws it. So what you need to do instead is you drag it down to just one frame. And look, because I've got it set on auto at the moment, there we go. So now that's adjusted perfectly. Now the problem is if I drag that out for the entire area, it's going to happen again. So what I need to do is I need to come down here, I need to tick auto off on the negafix. And now, when I drag this back out for the whole contact sheet, done. That's it. Now, I've done the preview. Now I just need to come over and do the proper scan, and it'll take it away. Off we go. And yeah, now that one's scanned. There it is. I'm just going to do a little preview, and boom. You know, I can get a rough idea of what's going on. And that was at 600 dpi. And, you know, for me getting a rough idea of whether it's worth scanning in properly, I'd say that works pretty good, and it cost me a penny. It just cost me the price of the scanner, which I've used many times doing this. So the next step now is getting the shots that I want to select scanned in on a proper Imacon scanner. And wouldn't you know, the Margate School has one. Yeah, pretty amazing. Someone donated it, so I'm going to head there now to do more scanning. I've been teaching at the Margate School for a year now on a course called the Still and Moving Image course, and yeah, it's my show. And because it's so cool, people donate lots of kit. And I recently spotted an Imacon scanner just hiding in a pile of donated goodies, but I wanted to check it out and see if it would actually work. Scanner, was it, I can't remember if it's the 848, that's it. And we had it, someone obviously got donated, but we were missing this integral part to get the film into the scanner. And now we fired up this ancient Mac. What era Mac is this, Ed?
It must be about 2004.
2004, cutting edge tech. I always like these bases, it's kind of cool. Yeah, we're going to try it out now. That's all doing what it should be doing.
Here's the maintenance screen.
Yeah, that's standard. Click OK. I've seen that for days at uni. So there we go. So the film's in. Normally this does light up. It's not, but that's okay. It's still, you know, so far so good. That's the one I want to scan. This is exciting. Ed, this is like Christmas. This is like Christmas.
I'm glad you understand it.
Mate, there it is. It's working. It's working! The Margate School has an Imacon scanner, everyone. You heard it here first. So yeah, so here we go. So I've got the film loaded into the Imacon scanner. It's on this very retro Mac here. And this is the Flex Color software that I'm scanning it with. And I'm getting about 3,200 pixels per inch on that scan, or not that one, that one. And it's going to be great. And back in the day I used to do triple F files, FFF, free FF files, this little guy up here. But the software's got a bit difficult to use because it won't work on most 64-bit machines. So just to make my life easy, I'm just going to do TIFFs. And I've used this histogram here to do a nice sort of sorting out of the levels. And I've used a grey point to kind of click on a grey point. And I'll sort that out in Photoshop. Obviously a fair amount of dust to remove on these old negs. But yeah, happy days, man. An Imacon scanner at the Margate School.